Hi, welcome back to our channel. My name's Jolie, and wanted to read again. I was reading this morning for myself, and I thought, you know what? I am going to share it with you guys. It's the July 29th, reading from Each Day in New Beginning. So I'm really grateful to have this place and to speak to you guys and to see what comes up for you as well. So here we go. I hope you're having a great morning. Um, Coffee, or maybe you're in the afternoon. So here we go. All right. Harmony exists. Hi, cat. Harmony exists in difference, no less than in likeness. If only the same keynote governs both parts. That's from Margaret Fuller. All right. Again, harmony exists in difference, no less than in likeness. So it exists in both. That's what I'm getting from this. So if only the same keynote governs both parts. So if only the same aha moment, like, okay, this is harmonious, because if we're having a like-minded conversation, then we can realize the harmony because we're not bothered. Now, if there's a difference, we're bothered, right? And that keynote is a little different. So, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Wouldn't it be nice if we can just do a replay and see how it went? That it always works out no matter what. No matter if, it works out better though if we're not trying to push our points onto other people. Our opinions are ours. And we can say, for me, like if you're having a conversation, for me, I've realized that I work on my emotional maturity, and that is really a great thing to do when you're with family, right? Because there's always those old scenarios that replay, right? And what's great about that, if you're still involved with your family, is that you can do over in a sense where you can say, taking your responsibility back, saying like, I didn't do that so well. When this comes up again, it probably will. Like if someone's trying to also push their point because they want to be heard, that's maybe what the dynamic is. And yeah, we'll just have to, I don't know, I was thinking about, because my oldest son, I love him so much, and he and his dad, sometimes they butt heads because his dad is an I told you so kind of person. And although my son doesn't want to be that way, he is doing a little bit similar, at least in my viewpoint. I went from the outside in because they argue a lot. And, his dad just wants the best for him, but, his emotional intelligence maybe isn't, he's not, like, like a wizard from from an imaginary scene where, they just know everything and they could be quiet about it. His dad knows a lot, but he can't be quiet about it. To relate to that. And my son, he has this thing where he doesn't like to hear that, because it hurts his ego, or he doesn't feel appreciated. He's still living in a lot of times when he does deal with his dad, old like scenarios of how they were, so he's like, so with that said, like I just was thinking about that a lot. And I just if they can both have harmony, because it exists in difference no less than like in likeness. And if only the same keynote governs both parts, then they would both realize, and they would maybe laugh like, okay, I love you. I know you're, hey, we're doing it again. and maybe saying F you and laugh about it, and have respect for each other and know that they have respect for each other, to have this relationship, that's the dream, right? So here it goes. Harmony exists everywhere as an entity of itself. So harmony exists everywhere as an entity of itself. Our personal attitudes bring the disharmony to a situation. So if we have an attitude of that he always does that, or she always says this to me, or they never understand, or this, then we're going to have some disharmony, even though harmony exists as an entity of itself. So our personal attitudes, so that's what we can change if we have the courage to change that, to realize like what that is for us. Why is that coming up? Old wounds, and does it really matter? Do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy? And yeah, I always thought that I'll be happy when everyone realizes that I'm right, so that's something, but that's not always how it works, right? Our personal attitudes bring the disharmony to a situation. An attitude of love can bless all situations and all people. So the converse is likewise true. We all desire harmony in our relationships, and we will find it every time we bring an attitude of honest gratitude into a situation. Even if we have to settle in before we have communication with that maybe disharmonious interaction relationship, we can ground ourselves, we can pray, God, just pray for God's will for the other, not for a certain thing. You can't do foxhole prayers like, I pray that it goes this way, because then we're praying for a certain result. We have to just, I'm okay right now. This will be okay. I have gratitude for this person in my life. Okay, let's do that. And just kind of let them whirl, if they have to go through it, So, all right, so, and we will find it every time we bring an attitude of honest gratitude, not like, I'm grateful, I'm sorry, like not that, I still resent you though. Like really, like, what did these people do for me? Make a list so that you remember. Sometimes you can't remember because you're so ego, So how we feel today about this person or situation reflects the strength of our relationship with our higher power, with the universe. It reflects our relationship with our higher power, with God. It's that. It's a gift to know this. So how we feel today about this person or situation reflects the strength of our relationship with our higher power, with God. When we experience life in the company of our higher power, we will let life flow. We will observe harmony. Then, even in the midst of difference, all of life's elements are moving toward a state of total and perfect harmony. We need not fear. We can trust the company of our higher power and know that every situation, no matter how adverse it appears, is contributing to a harmonious outcome if we'd but lend a trusting attitude. So we can trust the company of our higher power and know that every situation, no matter how adverse it appears, is contributing to a harmonious outcome if we'd but let a trusting attitude come forth. It's our attitudes, it's our perceptions, and we need to work on shifting that, not necessarily in the moment of those interactions, but daily. Harmony is everywhere. I will celebrate it. I will trust the present. I will trust the future. So that's the reading for today. I'm going to do my best to keep reading because I read ahead a little bit, and tomorrow's reading is really beautiful as well. And lesson 348 in A Course in Miracles says, I have no cause for anger or for fear, for you surround me. And in every need that I perceive, your grace suffices me, dear God. Father God, let me remember you are here, and I am not alone. Surrounding me is everlasting love. I have no cause for anything except the perfect peace and joy I share with you. What need have I for anger or for fear? Surrounding me is perfect safety. Can I be afraid when your eternal promise goes with me? Surrounding me is perfect sinlessness. What can I fear when you created me in holiness, as perfect as your own? God's grace suffices us in everything that God would have us do, and only that we choose to be our will as well as God's. That's so beautiful. So if that can hold me today, I think it can. Just for today, I'm okay. And whatever comes, I can work with my attitude to be bobbed above the water, above my wounded emotional issues. Float instead of turmoilously swimming. Can I have a break? I need a rest. Just float. Let it go. No matter what is going on in our lives, no matter what's going on in my life, I can just pause and, I don't want to let it swirl around in my head, because that, for me, it gets so full and there's so many options, so much that my mind can really, along with those fears are in there, like from just like kind of in there going, what if this and what if that, and oh this, and I'm never doing that, and I'm so close, I could have, we're so close. If all we need is this amount of money or this help, or just if someone would help me instead of them, then I would be fine. And if they would just give me a break, God, that's not, I've tried that. It doesn't work. It just, it tarnishes relationships, because then I'm expecting that from someone else to pull me out, when it's my responsibility to figure it out. But there are people who can help with what they can do. Like, for instance, if someone is in a situation, like I was in a situation where I needed, I was in a relationship and we were just always having money issues, but like there was money coming in and there was this business and we had already worked so hard for it, and yet it was just never enough. And I just would get angry at other people who had the money that could obviously give it to me easily, and then we would be fine, and then then we would be able to. But that isn't the case, because other people, it's not their responsibility, whether they're family or not, to give me, just because I put myself in a situation that it's like when you go and you play a game and you're in a maze and then you go and then you're stuck into one spot. Well, you're still in the maze. You can still like go backwards and get yourself out of there. And yeah, maybe you lose some things on the way. You can't carry all the things that you've had accumulated at the end of the maze that you're still stuck inside. So you got to let go and you have to relax and let it flow, like flow where there's the energy of what you need at that time. Like for instance, if there's work somewhere else, that's where you'll need to go. So you have to maybe put the projects on the burner and leave those for a minute. And maybe you won't come back to them, but maybe you will. So, but you have to go where you can, where the offers are. Go where you can work and create a life, and then let the other things happen. Like for instance, if you moved to a different state and then it didn't work out, then you have to maybe do something else for a minute, and it's not going to be as the dream presented. It's just how it goes. Life is full of all kinds of good shit and bad shit. It's that's what life is. And then we just zig and zag and try not to hurt each other with our words, because of our panic, because of our what is that, like when we're sore losers? We're not losers, but it's like, oh, if they would, it's not fair, because if they would have just, that's kind of like, the sore loser syndrome. So it'd be like, good game, try again. So what else do I need to do in order to be more prepared for that game? Or maybe I'm going to play a different game. That's all. I don't know. Disharmony and harmony are still harmony. It's just how you live through it. So anyway, let's say the Serenity prayer, and I'm going to get ready to go. One more sip of coffee here. I have my Get Off Your Ass candle, my Goya candle. Goya, get off your ass. I shared that in another one. It was like funny because somebody had given someone a Goya candle and some olives to somebody, and they said, thanks for the olives, that was really nice. And he's like, no, it's what it means, get off your ass. You got to do the work, because it works if you work it. So connect your spirit with your body, your actions, and your mind. You got to take the stuff out, write it down, gratitude list, I'm grateful for, and then the shit that I'm going through right now, that isn't shit. It is like, what can I do and what can't I do? What is the universe telling me by breaking my car? What is it telling me? What's the universe telling me? What's the universe telling me by giving me job offers that are in another state? What's the universe telling me? So just set with it. See if you have someone that you can trust to talk to, like your mom, if she's on the road in recovery. Or maybe you have you can sit and talk with God quietly on your own and just say, show me some signs. I'm open to that. Let me connect with you. Thine will be done. So here we go. God, I offer myself to thee, to build with me and to do with me as thou wilt. Relieve me of the bondages of self, so that I may better do thy will. Take away my difficulties so that victory over them bear witness to those I would help. With thy love, thy power, and thy way of life, may I do thy will always. Amen. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I can't change, to have the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So God's will, not mine, be done. So keep coming back. It works if you work it, because you're worth it, and I love you. Much love, and I'll hopefully see you tomorrow. But otherwise, there are 365 days of readings on this channel. All you have to do is pop in the date that you'd like, and there will be some readings of recovery material, things to hopefully inspire your day as they've inspired mine, so in my recovery. So I'm just sharing this journey with you, and I appreciate you. Please let me know in the comments if what's coming up for you. Okay, and like so other people find us. All right, and I love you. See you soon.